Have you ever walked out into your yard and noticed another ant hill that wasn't there yesterday? Maybe there's one by your driveway, another near the patio, and a few more scattered across your lawn. Every time you mow the grass, they seem to come back even bigger than before. You spray them, you flatten them with your mower, you kick them apart, but just a day or two later, they're back like nothing ever happened. So why does this keep happening? Because you're fighting the worker ants, not the colony. And that's exactly what most people get wrong. In today's video, I'm going to show you one simple product that can eliminate an entire ant colony, naturally including the queen. And as a bonus, it can actually help your lawn recover afterward. Best of all, it costs only a few dollars. Before we get started, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Yard Doctor, and leave a comment telling me how many ant hills are in your yard right now. I read every comment, and it helps me decide what videos to make next. Now let's get started. Most homeowners think ant hills are just ugly little piles of dirt. They're not. Every ant hill is a sign that thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of ants are living underneath your lawn. As they build their colony, they dig tunnels deep into the soil. That digging loosens the ground around your grass roots. When roots lose good contact with the soil, they can't absorb water and nutrients as efficiently. Over time, the grass around the mound becomes weak, thin, and unhealthy. Then your mower comes along. As the mower passes over the raised mound, the blade often scalps the grass. Instead of cutting evenly, it cuts straight into the dirt. That's why you end up with those ugly brown patches that take weeks to recover. And if you're dealing with fire ants, the problem gets even worse. Fire ants don't just damage your lawn. They can attack children, pets, and anyone who accidentally steps on their nest. Within seconds, hundreds of ants can swarm out of the mound. Their stings are painful, and for some people, they can even cause serious allergic reactions. So this isn't just about making your yard look better. It's about making it safer too. Now, let's talk about why most ant killers fail. Walk into almost any garden center and you'll see shelves full of sprays, granules, and bait stations. The labels promise fast results, and they're not completely wrong. Most of these products kill the ants you can actually see. The problem is, those ants represent only a tiny percentage of the colony. The queen is buried deep underground, protected by thousands of worker ants. As long as she stays alive, she'll continue producing more ants every single day. So after a few days, the colony looks like it never disappeared. That's why so many homeowners keep buying stronger sprays year after year without solving the real problem. They kill the workers. The queen simply replaces them. It's an endless cycle that costs you money and wastes your time. So what's the better solution? Instead of relying on chemicals alone, we're going to use something called Diatomaceous Earth, often shortened to DE. If you've never heard of it before, don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why professional landscapers and experienced gardeners have trusted it for years. Even though it looks like nothing more than a soft white powder, it's actually one of the most effective natural pest control products you can buy. And the science behind it is fascinating. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is diatomaceous earth, and why is it so effective? At first glance, it looks like nothing special. It's just a fine white powder. But don't let its appearance fool you. This natural material has been used for decades in farming, gardening, and even around homes to control insects without relying on harsh chemical pesticides. Here's something that surprises most people. Diatomaceous earth is made from the fossilized remains of microscopic algae called diatoms. Millions of years ago, these tiny organisms lived in lakes and oceans. Over time, their silica-rich shells settled to the bottom and eventually formed large natural deposits. Today, those deposits are mined, processed, and sold as diatomaceous earth. The best part? A small bag usually costs less than $10. And for most homeowners, one bag is enough to treat multiple ant hills throughout the season. So how does this powder kill ants? This is where the science gets really interesting. Unlike sprays or chemical baits, diatomaceous earth doesn't poison insects. Instead, it works physically. If you looked at it under a microscope, the tiny particles wouldn't look soft at all. They actually have incredibly sharp microscopic edges. To us, the powder feels smooth, but to an ant, it's like walking across millions of tiny razor blades. As ants crawl through the powder, those microscopic particles stick to their bodies. The sharp edges damage the thin protective wax coating on the outside of the ant's exoskeleton. That protective coating helps ants keep moisture inside their bodies. Once it's damaged, the ants slowly lose water. Over the next 24 to 48 hours, they dehydrate and die. There's no poison involved, no toxic chemicals, just a simple physical process. And that's exactly why this method is so effective, because insects cannot develop resistance to it. Ants may become resistant to certain pesticides over time, but they can't become resistant to losing their protective outer coating. That's impossible. Now, here's another reason I like this method. The ants don't die instantly. Normally, that might sound like a disadvantage, but in this case, it's actually what makes diatomaceous earth work so well. After walking through the powder, the worker ants return to the colony. As they move through the tunnels, they brush against other ants. More ants pick up the powder. Before long, it spreads throughout the nest. Eventually, even the queen is exposed. Once the queen dies, the colony can no longer survive. That's the real goal. Not just killing the ants, you see, but eliminating the entire colony so it doesn't come back a few days later. Now let's talk about another benefit that many people don't realize. After the colony dies, your lawn finally gets a chance to recover. Without thousands of ants constantly digging tunnels beneath the grass, the soil becomes more stable. Grass roots can once again absorb water and nutrients properly. Over the following weeks, you'll often notice the damaged area slowly filling back in. The ugly mound begins to disappear. Fresh green grass starts replacing the bare spots. Your yard doesn't just become ant-free, it starts looking healthier again. Now, before you rush outside with a bag of diatomaceous earth, there's something extremely important you need to know. Not all diatomaceous earth is the same. There are two different types sold in stores. One is food-grade diatomaceous earth. The other is pool-grade diatomaceous earth. Never use the pool-grade version in your yard. It has been heat-treated and is designed for swimming pool filtration, not pest control. For your lawn, always buy food-grade diatomaceous earth. The label should clearly say food-grade. If it doesn't, don't buy it. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to apply diatomaceous earth correctly, the biggest mistakes homeowners make, and how to get the best results while keeping your family and pets safe. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Yard Doctor, and let me know in the comments if you've ever tried diatomaceous earth before. I'd love to hear about your experience. Now that you know how diatomaceous earth works, let's talk about the right way to use it. Applying it correctly makes all the difference. Method 1. Treat the anthill directly. If you already have visible anthills, this is the fastest and most effective method. On a dry day, generously sprinkle food-grade diatomaceous earth over the entire mound. Don't just cover the top. Make sure the powder reaches all sides of the hill. Next, use a screwdriver, a stick, or any small garden tool to poke 4 or 5 holes about 2 to 3 inches deep into the mound. Then add a little more diatomaceous earth into each hole. This allows the powder to reach the tunnels where the worker ants are constantly moving. One important tip: don't destroy the mound. A lot of people kick it apart or flatten it with a shovel, but that actually makes the ants scatter and start new colonies. Leave the mound mostly intact so the ants continue walking through the powder and carrying it deeper into the nest. Within a few days, you'll notice fewer and fewer ants on the surface. Soon, the entire colony will disappear. Method 2. Create a protective barrier. If ants keep invading your yard from nearby areas, create a barrier around your property. Sprinkle a thin line of diatomaceous earth along. Fence lines, garden beds, sidewalk edges, driveways, around patios, around your home's foundation. Any ant crossing this barrier will pick up the powder and carry it back to its colony. It's a simple way to stop new infestations before they become a problem. Method 3. Treat the entire lawn. If your yard is covered with ant hills, you can spread a light layer of diatomaceous earth across the lawn using a broadcast spreader. A light application is all you need. This helps target hidden colonies before they become visible. Just remember, the powder works best when it's dry. If heavy rain is expected, wait until the weather clears before applying it. If it rains soon after treatment, simply reapply once the lawn dries. Safety tips: although food-grade diatomaceous earth is considered much safer than many chemical pesticides, there are still a few precautions you should take. Wear a simple dust mask while applying it because the fine powder can irritate your lungs if you breathe in too much. Avoid applying it on windy days. Keep children and pets away until the dust has settled, which usually takes less than an hour, and always double-check the label. Make sure it clearly says food-grade diatomaceous earth. Never use pool-grade diatomaceous earth for pest control. What results should you expect? This isn't an instant kill product. You probably won't see dramatic results overnight. Here's a realistic timeline. After one day, you'll still notice ants moving around. That's perfectly normal. After 3 to 5 days, activity should begin slowing down. Within a week, most colonies will be completely inactive. Over the next several weeks, the anthill gradually disappears as rain and mowing level the soil. Meanwhile, your grass begins filling back into the damaged area. Patience is the key. Natural solutions often take a little longer, but they solve the problem much more effectively. Common mistakes to avoid: many homeowners accidentally reduce the effectiveness of diatomaceous earth. Here are the biggest mistakes: applying it to wet grass, using too little powder, destroying the ant hill immediately after treatment, buying pool grade instead of food grade, and expecting instant results after only one day. Avoid these mistakes, and you'll get much better results. Taking care of your lawn doesn't always require expensive chemicals or costly pest control services. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. With one inexpensive bag of food-grade diatomaceous earth, you can control ant colonies naturally while giving your lawn a chance to recover. That's a win for your wallet, a win for your yard, and a win for your family. I hope today's video helped you understand not only how to get rid of ant hills, but why this method works. If it did, I'd really appreciate your support. Please hit the like button, subscribe to Yard Doctor, and turn on the notification bells so you never miss our weekly lawn care tips. I'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, how many anthills are in your yard right now? Have you ever tried diatomaceous earth before? I read as many comments as I can, and your questions often inspire future videos. Thank you so much for watching Yard Doctor. Take care of your lawn, and I'll see you in the next video.